WRFM News for our sponsor Guardian Jewellery, Toronto Town Square and the Esplanade, Warners Bay.
It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Fardell with 2NRFM Hunter News. A Talara man has been refused bail after being charged with a number of offences following an armed robbery on Sunday. His vehicle was stopped Tuesday morning on Wentworth Street before he fled on foot. He was captured shortly after from under a nearby house. Senior Constable Felicity Jenkins says he was then arrested and charged.
A 28-year-old man was arrested and taken to Maitland Police Station, where he was charged with robbery, armed with an offensive weapon, deal with property suspected of proceeds of crime, possess unauthorised pistol, possess ammunition without holding a licence, possess loaded firearm in a public place, and not keep firearms safely.
Inquiries are continuing as similar incidents have occurred in Sydney, with another man being arrested in the city southwest yesterday. Port Stephens police have arrested and charged a man following investigations into a robbery in Raymond Terrace in July. It's alleged he held up a pharmacy with a taser but fled empty-handed. Acting Inspector Matthew Moroney says police attended a home in Raymond Terrace yesterday after a restaurant was issued for the 20-year-old.
About 5:45 p.m. yesterday, police from the Port Stephens Local Area Command, in conjunction with police from the Dog Squad, attended a home on Richardson Road, Raymond Terrace, where the male was arrested. He was taken into Raymond Terrace Police Station, where he was charged with attempted armed robbery and revocation of parole.
A controversial $5 billion coal loader in Kooragang Island has been given the go-ahead 5 years after the original plans were lodged. The loader, known as T4, will be operated by Port Waratah Coal Services, with environmentalists already condemning the project, calling it a shameful decision by planning authorities. The project is set to be reviewed by the Commonwealth Government under Environmental Protection Act. Truegain has been fined $30,000 by the Environmental Protection Authority for oil and contaminated water leaks at a Hunter Valley waste oil processing firm. This follows a decision by the EPA to drop legal action against Truegain over a breach of license conditions after taking too long to launch its case. The EPA believes the leaks were the result of poor management by Truegain and will be watching it closely. Residents in the lower Hunter region are concerned coal seam gas companies have their sights set on exploring the area. The New South Wales Government's buyback scheme for petroleum exploration licences ended yesterday, which left a large portion of the area still under licence to coal seam gas company Dart Energy. Fulton Cove Residents Action Group President Lindsay Clout says the company did not respond to the government's offer.
The government put an offer out there, and it was the holder of the licence that needed to respond to take up the offer. The current position is that the licence is still held by a gas producer, and they have every right and reason to find somewhere in the Pell to start exploring for gas.
University of Newcastle students have welcomed the Turnbull government's decision to shelve university deregulation. With the Abbott government's higher education plan looking promising, it was feared many students would no longer be able to afford tertiary education. Newcastle University Students Association President Claire Swan says with the background of the uni student base, many of them would be locked out by high fees.
A very high percentage, about 26% of our students are from low socioeconomic backgrounds. We are the leading institution in the country for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander enrolments and retention. And we have a very high mature age population. You know, these are students that do need that extra support, and we can't get that support if they're afraid if they'll even be able to come to university.
And briefly, there have been claims United States lawsuits centred on chemical contamination could have ramifications for the contamination situation at Williamtown RAF Base. In finance, the All Odds is down 27 points at 51.17, and $1 Australian is buying 70.23 US cents.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor Warners Bay Sports Club's Melbourne Cup Carnival.
Rookie Jets coach Scott Miller has been dropping in on Phoenix games to stay ahead of the curve for the season opener in New Zealand. The Jets will take on Wellington Sunday week, hoping to make the crowds forget their 9 losses at Westpac Stadium with a fresh new look. Newcastle officials are still trying to fast-track visa clearance for Serbian striker Milos Trofanovic in time for his A-League debut. The Knights will be offering New South Wales Cup coach Matt Lantry a staff position for next season. Despite uncertainty surrounding new head coach Nathan Brown, Chief Executive Matt Gidley is confident Lantry will be joining the department. Lantry is looking to steer the Knights to another victory in this Sunday's final against Ipswich. And in local cricket, Wallsend is getting ready to face Stockton Raymond Terrace tomorrow at Lynn Oval, while Toronto workers prepare to clash with Hamilton Wickham. That's sport. I'm Tanya Dupree.